Okay, so this is our fourth theme of geography, and that is movement. This theme answers the question, how did it get there? It also answers, why is it there? We have three different categories of movement, and they are people, goods, and ideas. The first thing that we have in movement is people. People move from one place to another and bring their cultures and their ideas with them. I just have three countries up here because I wasn't going to draw a map of the world, but people move from country to country for various reasons, and we'll talk more about those reasons in class. But when they move, they don't just leave behind their culture, they bring that with them and add it to the culture that they now live in. So that adds new dynamic to where they move, and that's how all those different cultures mix together. By the way, you don't need to be writing. You do need your foldable later, and I have a slide at the end that has everything you need to have on it. But right now, just listen. Goods are the second category we have for movement. Many different types of transportation move goods from one area to another. So we see semis, we see planes, we see boats, and all those different kinds of things move goods from one area to another. Imports are products that come from other areas to our area. We import things like coconut. We don't grow coconut here ourselves, so we have to import that. Exports go from our area to other areas. So they're products that we make here that go from here to somewhere else. So things like rice would be a perfect example of an export from our area. Okay, we have a couple of vocabulary words for trading and for goods that we'll go over. We'll talk more about them in class. So right now, just get a kind of general idea of what they mean. Write them down. So go ahead and pause me and write them down if you need. World trade is just trading between countries. That's easy. It's just trading all over the world. A tariff is a tax on the imports coming into your country. Quota is a limited number of imports that are allowed to come into your country. And free trade is taking down trade barriers so goods can move. And we'll be talking more about what those words mean and how they apply to what we're learning. Ideas, that's the third category that we have of movement. So we have people and goods, and now we have ideas. Ideas start in one place and then move to other areas, obviously. I mean, if you have an idea, it starts with you and then it spreads. In our day and age, technology lets those ideas move very quickly. So I have some drawings of some icons. We have our YouTube, we have Google, we have Twitter, Facebook, your iPhones, any phones you're texting, you're calling. The distance doesn't affect ideas as much today as it did before. As technology develops, it's easier to share those ideas, and we'll look at some maps of how quickly people communicate through YouTube and through texting when something happens in their area. Okay, here you go. This is what I want you to have written down. That will be on your fourth tab. So here's our tabs. We have 5 things: location, region, place. We're down to our fourth one, which is movement. Now I have a lot more written here, and I don't need you to write all of that. I just need you to have this. On the bottom is where you write movement. How did it get there? Why is it there? Okay, so that's why it's in red. Now all this green the green writing needs to be on your tab wherever you want. You have a lot of room. As we go down in the room, the room gets bigger, so you can write on the top or the bottom or wherever you choose. But all that green needs to be written down.